China and the United States are the two most powerful countries on Earth. But what would actually happen if they went to war over Taiwan? If China launched an invasion tomorrow, would the U.S. military be able to stop it? Would Taiwan fall in days, or could it hold out? And is there any real winner in a war like this? In this video, we break down a realistic scenario of a China versus USA war over Taiwan. This is trendScope Global. If you want clear, simple explanations of global conflicts and military power, make sure you watch till the end and subscribe for more. Let's start with one basic question. Why is Taiwan so important? Taiwan is a self-ruled island just off the coast of China. China sees Taiwan as part of its territory, a province that must eventually be reunited with the mainland, by force if necessary. Taiwan, on the other hand, has its own government, its own elections, and its own military. Most people there do not want to be ruled by Beijing. The United States has a special law called the Taiwan Relations Act. It does not promise to send U.S. troops for sure, but it does say America will help Taiwan defend itself. For decades, this strategic ambiguity has stopped a war. China is not sure if the U.S. would fight, and the U.S. is not sure exactly how China would attack. But what if that changes? To understand who might win, we have to look at what both sides can actually do in a Taiwan war. First, China. China has the home field advantage. Taiwan is only about 100 miles from the Chinese coast. China has built a huge military focused on this one mission: control the seas and skies around Taiwan, then land troops on the island. China has thousands of ballistic and cruise missiles that can hit air bases, ports, and radar sites in Taiwan, Japan, and maybe even U.S. bases as far away as Guam. It has a growing navy with destroyers, frigates, submarines, and a few aircraft carriers of its own. Its air force has modern fighter jets like the J-20 and large fleets of older but still dangerous aircraft. In the first hours of a war, China would likely launch a massive missile strike. The goal would be to blind Taiwan and slow down the United States. Runways, fuel depots, air defense radars, communication centers, and ports would all be hit at the same time. China might also try a naval blockade, mining the waters around Taiwan and using ships and submarines to stop supplies from coming in. Now, what about the United States? The U.S. still has the most powerful navy and air force in the world. It has aircraft carriers, nuclear submarines, stealth bombers, and a network of bases in Japan, South Korea, Guam, and possibly access to the Philippines and Australia. U.S. submarines would be a major threat to China's invasion fleet. Quiet attack submarines could sink troop transports and warships, even in heavily defended waters. Long-range bombers like the B-1 and B-2 could launch cruise missiles from far away. U.S. and allied fighter jets from Japan and other bases could join the fight. But there is a big problem for the U.S. To get close enough to help Taiwan, American ships and bases would have to move inside China's kill zone of long-range missiles, especially in the first days of the war. Carriers and bases would be under constant threat. So what does an actual war over Taiwan look like? In the first 48 to 72 hours, China probably has the advantage. The war would start right next to its own coast. Its missiles could slam into Taiwan and nearby U.S. and allied bases before American reinforcements fully arrive. Taiwanese forces might be heavily damaged, but they would fight hard, using shelters, tunnels, mobile launchers, and hardened command centers. If the U.S. decides to fully commit, the war could quickly spread across the entire Western Pacific. Submarines, long-range bombers, cyber attacks, anti-satellite weapons in space, and electronic warfare would all be used. It would not just be about tanks and ships. It would be about who can still see, communicate, and coordinate under massive attack. In the longer term, the United States has powerful advantages. More experience in combat, stronger allies, better logistics, and a larger global network. But China does not need to defeat the entire U.S. military. It only needs to win fast enough, close to its own shores, to take Taiwan before the U.S. can stop it. So who would win? The honest answer is, no one wins in a real war over Taiwan. China might manage to land troops and capture parts of the island, but at a huge cost in ships, aircraft, and soldiers. The United States and its allies could destroy much of China's Navy and Air Force, but would also lose ships, bases, and potentially thousands of personnel. Both economies would be wrecked. Global trade would collapse. Stock markets would crash. Millions of people around the world would feel the impact in days. And always, in the background, is the risk that a losing side might consider using nuclear weapons rather than accept defeat. That is why most serious experts believe a full China versus USA war over Taiwan would be a disaster for everyone. The real question is not who would win. The real question is, how do we avoid this war in the first place? Diplomacy, deterrence, clear communication, and strong alliances are all aimed at making sure this scenario never becomes reality. What do you think? Would the US really fight for Taiwan? And if it did, could China be stopped? Tell me your thoughts in the comments. I read as many as I can. If this video helped you understand the Taiwan question more clearly, please like this video, share it with a friend, and subscribe to trendScope Global for more simple, clear explanations of global conflicts and military power. Turn on the notification bell so you do not miss our next deep dive. This is trendScope Global. Stay informed. Stay aware. See you in the next video.